All right, so today we are diving into a really specific look. That deep, moody violet hair color that just screams night aesthetic. But you know the deal, right? How do you get that incredible look without totally frying your hair or committing to it for months? Well, let's break down a new way to do it that promises to solve that exact problem. Exactly. Because this is so much more than just putting purple dye in your hair. It's about capturing a vibe, an energy. It's a style that literally transforms depending on where you are and what light you're in. It's a whole mood. So here's the classic dilemma. You want that killer, high-fashion violet look, but you're stuck between two pretty bad options. Go to a salon and deal with the permanent damage, or grab a cheap spray and end up with a sticky, temporary mess. We're looking for a third option here.
And let's be real about those two options. Salon dyes, especially for color this vibrant, almost always mean bleach, and bleach means damage. On the flip side, you've got those temporary sprays, and as you can see, they just look flat, kind of chalky. And the worst part? That color gets everywhere. Your clothes, your pillowcase, it's a nightmare. This all taps into a bigger idea that's happening in style right now, this concept of disposable style. It's about having the power to completely transform your look for a night, for a party, for a mood. You get to have that main character energy, but only for as long as you want it, with zero strings attached.
So how is this even possible? How do you get that amazing color without the consequences? Well, the solution comes from thinking about color in a totally different way. It's not about getting into the hair, it's about shielding it. And this right here is the secret sauce, a pigment shield. Think of it like a raincoat for your hair. It's a clay formula that just coats the outside of each strand. It doesn't have to blast open your hair's protective layer, the cuticle, which is what traditional dyes do and what causes all that damage.
This slide really breaks it down perfectly. You see on the left, permanent dyes have to force their way into the hair's core, but on the right, this system just gently wraps around the strand. Your hair's health stays completely intact underneath. The color sits on the surface, and that's the whole key to why it's temporary and damage-free.
Okay, we got the what, but now for the how, because this is apparently where things can go wrong if you're not careful. To really nail this, it all comes down to two things: getting the moisture level just right, and then using friction to activate the product. You see this number? 20%. This is everything. It's the absolute sweet spot for your hair's moisture level before you even think about applying the color. We're not talking soaking wet, and we are definitely not talking bone dry. 20%.
And this shows you exactly why that 20% rule is non-negotiable. If your hair's dripping wet, the color has nothing to grab onto. It'll just slide right off. But if your hair is totally dry, the clay's going to clump up and look like a mess. The trick is, your hair should feel cool to the touch, but if you run your hands through it, they should come away dry. That's the zone.
All right, so once you've nailed that perfect level of dampness, it's time to literally wake up the pigment. You do this with heat and friction. You just rub the clay really fast between your palms. The heat from your hands transforms it from a paste into this thin, almost see-through film. That's when you know it's ready.
Okay, listen up, because this is the #1 mistake people make. Do not, I repeat, do not just slap cold clay onto your hair. It won't work. It'll be clumpy, it'll be a pain to apply, and you won't get the look. That friction step is absolutely crucial for a smooth, even color.
Now what's super cool is that this isn't just a color, it's a styling tool. We're not just talking about pigment here, we're talking about using the clay itself to build incredible volume and texture, that kind of sculpted, piecey look you see a lot in K-style and high fashion.
So what you're going for is this kind of structured messiness. You apply the color in really thin layers, and as you do, you use your fingertips to pinch and twist the ends into these sharp points. The clay actually holds the shape way better than a lot of gels, so you're coloring and sculpting all at once. And that right there is the whole secret to the look. You see this kind of volume, this almost gravity-defying structure? You don't get that by globbing on a bunch of product. You get it by patiently building it up, one thin activated layer at a time. That's how you get both that intense color and the amazing hold.
All right, let's get to the question that I know every single one of you is thinking right now. You've spent all this time creating the perfect look. How do you make sure it stays in your hair and not on your clothes?
This is it, right? The biggest fear with any temporary hair color? Is this going to end up all over my shirt collar, my friend's white couch? Is it going to be a total disaster?
Nope, not if you do the final step. It's called the Cool Lock Seal, and it's designed to make the color completely 100% transfer-proof. And you won't believe how easy this is. Seriously, grab a blow dryer, switch it to the cool setting, not hot, that's important, and just blast your hair with that cool air for about a minute. That's it.
This basically freezes the waxes in the clay, locking everything in place. No smudging.
This is one of my favorite parts. The color isn't just one boring flat shade. It's alive. In regular dim light, it looks like this really sophisticated deep navy violet. But the second you step into the sun or under a neon light, bam, it explodes into this super vibrant amethyst. It's dynamic, it's reactive, and that's what makes it so cool.
And maybe the best part of all? The reset. When the night's over and you're done with the look, you just wash your hair. One time with your normal shampoo and it is 100% gone. No leftover color, no staining your pillow, and absolutely zero damage. It's like it never even happened. So what this all boils down to is a new kind of freedom, right? No rules, no damage, just pure expression. It's the future of hair fashion. And it really makes you think, if you could change your hair as easily as you change your clothes, what kind of looks would you try?